Hi there, welcome to this week's episode of Stories That Make You Laugh and Stories That Make You Think. Now, I have another story for you. Now, long time ago, in one of those tribes in Africa, there was this king. He was a very powerful king. And then he had in his court, the court jester. You know, they used to have, in those days, there was no TV, there was no Netflix, there was no YouTube. So they used to have people who are in the court who are jesters. They just help to keep the king cheered up by making jokes. But this particular jester had a funny trait. The thing with him is that no matter what happens, no matter what you do to him, he would always say, "It is good, it is good, it is good." People found him very funny because everything, no matter what happens, good or bad, he would say, "It is good, it is good, it is good." He was such a pleasant person to stay with, always cheerful. So the king always liked him by his side. And once a year, the king will go for what he called his annual hunting expedition. So, and there was only one person he took along. It is this Mr. It is Good, the jester. So the king took him again this particular year and they went hunting. So whenever the king would see an animal he wanted to shoot, he would turn to the jester and the jester will hand him his gun. And he would shoot the animal. Then the jester would take the gun again and carry it along with him. Now, it happened to be that they saw a big animal in front, and the king wanted to hunt this animal. He stretched out his hand to collect the gun, and the jester mistakenly let go. You know, the gun dropped out of the whole hunting gun, dropped out of the jester's hand. It fell on the ground, and it took off the finger, one of the fingers of the king. The king screamed, "Ah!" And he turned around to the jester. And what did the jester say? "It is good, it is good, it is good." Oh my God. The king was mad. He was mad. Not only is he bleeding and lost his finger, this guy is still saying it is good, it is good. He was so angry. Normally the king would have killed this man because the king had that kind of power. But because of their old relationship, he put him in the dungeon, deep under the palace. And he warned the people, just give him enough to survive. Just give him enough food just to be alive. But suffer him there. And that guy was put in the dungeon for months. It went on like that till the next year. It was time for the king to go on an expedition again. So the king this time, he's going for his annual hunting expedition. He doesn't have the jester again to go with him, so he went alone. The king went, and this time he was hunting and he was killing so many animals. It was so interesting. He kept going further and further into the bush. He didn't know when he found himself outside his kingdom, in the next kingdom. Now, there was a kingdom nearby to them. These people were cannibals. They eat human beings. So this king didn't know where he was busy hunting. He was a fat king, just like me, even fatter than me, with big tummy. So when the people saw him, they saw meat. They said, "Look at that good meat." He was hunting for meat. They were seeing meat. They just grabbed him. They grabbed him. He said, "I'm a king, I'm a king." But who knows him as king there? He was just meat. They rushed him off. Everybody was celebrating in the village square. They found big meat. So they tied him on a tree and they started preparing the fire. They started preparing the hot water where they would throw him to. And they were all so happy and dancing because they would eat this meat of the king, this king's body, for many days. And children came around where he was being tied and they were playing around. One of the children looked and he screamed, "Ah!" Everybody gathered. What is he screaming for? They came and looked at the guy. Now, do you know, they saw one of his fingers was missing. There was a tradition in that cannibalistic place that even though they eat human being, they must never eat a human being that is deformed, that has one part or the other missing. So when they saw that his finger was missing, they were all so angry. They thought they had a meal. Now there is no more meal. They just loosened his rope and chased him away. He was naked, but he didn't care. He started running like that, running, fat, naked, until he didn't even go to wear his clothes. He went straight to the dungeon to meet this guy who was under. This man he has kept there. And he went to him and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry I put you here." He said, "It is good, it is good, it is good, it is good. My only problem is I have suffered you for 1 year, whereas what you did for me is good. If not for this, I wouldn't have been free today. I would have been dead. It's good. The only problem, the thing I regret most is that I put you here. That's what is not good." The man looked at him and said, "King, it is good. It is good. It is good that you put me here." And the king said, "This guy is crazy. So why are you saying so? He said, just imagine that I was with you this year when you went hunting. Okay, that's the story, that's the joke. Think about it. What would have happened to the guy if he was with the king and the king was the one with the deformed hand? Listen, this is our story this week. There's so much lesson here. I don't want to start unpacking it. In fact, I'm so tempted. I'll wait for your comments. Go to the comment section. Tell me what's the lessons here. This is so loaded. Hopefully I would hear from you, and then maybe I can put my own comment because I've learned so much from this particular story. Go ahead. The title of this story is It Is Good, It Is Good, It Is Good. Okay, go to the comment section right away. Let's know what you think the lesson is. Let's know what we can learn from it. I'll see you next week, Tuesday. Stories that make us laugh and stories that make us think. Bye.